Hello everyone. This is Fakhar-E-Himam. I am student of BS Social Sciences at IM Sciences. The title of my research is Cultural Hybridity and Identity Transformation among Pashtun through Cultural Exchange Programs. I would like to begin my presentation with a famous quote that nothing is as constant as change. It means nothing is permanent except change. All the cultures across the globe change over time. However, the pace of change varies from culture to culture. The major cause of change is diffusion. Diffusion is the major cause of cultural change. Globalized world provides us opportunities of cultural exchange programs, which leads to diffusion. Subsequently, diffusion leads to cultural hybridity, and cultural hybridity transform local identities. So the focus of my research is to explore the relationship between cultural hybridity through cultural exchange programs and local identities within the context of globalization. We are moving towards global culture because of two reasons. First, similar goods are spread across the globe, and second is diffusion, which is also possible through cultural exchange programs. Research objectives include to examine the impact of cultural exchange programs on cultural hybridity among Pashtuns, to explore the influence of cultural hybridity on transformation of local identities among Pashtuns, to explore how cultural exchange programs contribute to the blending of global and local cultural identities among Pashtuns. So basically, there are three concepts. Cultural exchange programs lead to cultural hybridity. Subsequently, cultural hybridity leads to transformation of local identities. And also, it leads to blending of global and local identities. These research questions have been formulated after literature review. My research questions are: how does cultural hybridity resulting from cultural exchange programs influence the formation and transformation of local identities among Pashtuns? And second question is, how does cultural exchange programs contribute to the blending of global and local cultural identities among Pashtuns? So my target is Pashtun ethnic group. I reviewed the literature to explore the relationship between cultural hybridity and local identities. The topics I studied during literature review includes cultural hybridity and identity formation, cultural exchange programs and blending of global and local identities, cultural mediation and personalization, long-term impacts of cultural exchange program, transformative learning, and identity development. The references of my literature review have been given on last slide, and I have studied articles from famous journals. The gap I found in the literature review and the existing body of knowledge is the contribution of cultural exchange programs to the blending of global and local identities among Pashtuns. So this was the main gap in existing body of knowledge, which I want to fill this gap through my research. This framework shows how globalization initiates cultural exchange, which results in new hybrid forms, which impact local identities. Globalization provides opportunities of cultural exchange programs in which people from diverse cultural backgrounds interact with each other, which leads to hybridity, cultural hybridity, and cultural hybridity leads to transformation of local identities. So this is my main conceptual framework. I will use qualitative approach. It will include in-depth interviews and focus groups with individuals who have already participated in cultural exchange programs. The, the sampling method would be purposive sampling, and the primary method of analysis would be thematic analysis. Different qualitative methods will enable me to cross-check and compare the data. It will ensure validity. However, uh, the reliability will be ensured by using consistent methods of data collection and analysis. Moreover, a pilot study will also be conducted to test the instruments. This research will deepen our understanding of how cultural hybridity through cultural exchange programs influences local identities, and we will understand cultural hybridity through cultural exchange programs. Then, contribution of cultural exchange programs to global local blending. And second, the contribution of cultural exchange programs to transformation of local identities. At last, insights will be provided into how local identities are reshaped by exposure to global influences. These are the references of the articles I have studied for literature review. Thank you.